Bald billionaires, farm boys, and high school sweethearts, oh my. In the early 2000s, Smallville was a place where teen drama met superpowered destiny and an awful lot of plaid shirts. Ever wonder what happened after our favorite cans and heroes and villains hung up their meteor rock woes? Grab your torch headlines and kryptonite popcorn. We're catching up with the Smallville crew in a fast-paced, satirical ride through where they are now. He started as Clark's best friend turned nemesis with a gaze sharp enough to cut glass. Lex Luthor spent Smallville plotting world domination from his mansion when he wasn't trading barbs with dear old dad. And Michael Rosenbaum's sly, scene-stealing performance is still widely praised as one of the best live-action Lex Luthors ever. Post-Smallville, Rosenbaum decided one career wasn't enough. He's popped up on the big screen as a golden skin Ravenger in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and 3, and he made his mark in sitcoms like Breaking In and Imposter. He's also a chameleon behind the mic. You probably heard his voice in animated hits like Justice League, Teen Titans, you name it, and you didn't even know it. These days, Rosenbaum has traded Lex power suits for a baseball cap and a microphone. He hosts two popular podcasts, including Inside of You, where he playfully grills fellow celebs, and Talkville, a Smallville rewatch show he co-hosts with Tom Welling. Oh, and did we mention he's the lead singer of a band called Sunspin? Who needs LexCorp when you've got a one-man multimedia empire? Bald or not, Michael Rosenbaum is still on a quest for world domination, only now it's through comedy, interviews, and rock and roll, not evil schemes. At least we hope. From our favorite bald baddie to the ultimate Boy Scout. The plaid-clad farm boy who wouldn't wear tights even to save his life. That's Clark Kent for you. For 10 seasons, Tom Welling embodied the future Man of Steel as a wholesome, occasionally angsty hero who was allergic to both green rocks and spandex. He famously refused to don the Superman suit on the show, a stance they even joked about in his final cameo. After bidding farewell to Smallville's no flights, no tights rule in 2011, Welling spread his wings in Hollywood. He flexed his acting chops beyond Clark's humble persona, playing a no-nonsense police lieutenant in Fox's Lucifer and a globe-trotting mercenary in the action series Professionals. He even tried his hand at directing, having helmed a few Smallville episodes and produced the cheerleader drama Hellcats. And yes, Welling finally got to play Clark Kent with a twist. In 2019's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, he reprised his role as a depowered, happily married Clark who never wore the cape, much to Tom's own relief. These days, our former Superman is enjoying a more down-to-earth life. He's married, a proud father of two boys, and instead of saving the world, he's dissecting it, one Smallville episode at a time, on the Talkville podcast alongside his old on-screen nemesis, Rosenbaum. Who would have thought? Clark and Lex laughing together in a studio, reminiscing about the good old days in Smallville. It seems Tom Welling has finally found a way to balance being a super dad, a content creator, and the enduring symbol of hope for a generation of fans, all without ever breaking out the Kryptonian spandex. Now a turn toward the weird and scandalous. Chloe was the plunky girl next door with a wall of weird and a penchant for getting into trouble for the truth. As Clark's intrepid sidekick, she faced meteor freaks, resurrected her friends with Kryptonian magic, and even had a stint as a pseudo-watchtower for the Justice League. But Allison Mack's real life took a turn that even Chloe's wildest Torch articles couldn't foreshadow. After Smallville, Mack kept a relatively low profile. A couple of web series tie-ins here, a supporting role on the offbeat sitcom Wilfred there. But then came 2018, when headlines exploded that Mack was involved with NXIVM, a so-called self-help group that was exposed as a cult. In a plot twist darker than anything on Smallville, she pleaded guilty to charges related to sex trafficking conspiracy, admitting to recruiting women into a secret society within the cult. Mack was sentenced to 3 years in prison in 2021, trading Hollywood for a federal correctional institution. In an eerie echo of art imitating life, Chloe Sullivan went from reporting on the weird to becoming front-page news herself. The silver lining, Allison Mack served about 21 months behind bars and was released in July 2023 for good behavior. She also issued a public apology, calling her involvement with NXIVM the biggest mistake and regret of her life. These days, Mack is keeping an extremely low profile. It's unclear if she'll ever return to acting or if that chapter of her life is closed for good. It's a somber update for a character so beloved, but if nothing else, Chloe's legacy on Smallville remains untarnished. After all, we'll always remember the quirky reporter who kept Clark grounded, even if the actress who played her lost her way in a very real wall of weird. Let's shift gears to Smallville's reigning princess. Lana Lang started as the literal girl next door. The crush, the dream, the kryptonite, figuratively speaking, to young Clark. Over Smallville's run, Lana survived it all. Meteor showers, possessed ancestors turning her into a medieval witch, vampire bites, and more kidnapping attempts than we can count. Kristin Kreuk brought a sweetness and quiet strength to Lana, even when the writers put her through soap opera levels of drama. After finally hanging up Lana's pink sweater in Season 8 and acquiring a super suit of her own that absorbed kryptonite because why not? Kreuk spread her wings in the acting world. She proved she's leading lady material, headlining the CW's Beauty and the Beast as a crime-fighting NYC detective, and later starring in the legal drama Burden of Truth as a fierce attorney. No remnants of naive Lana there, she was winning cases and taking names. On the big screen, Kreuk took a daring leap into the video game realm by playing Chun-Li in Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li in 2009. Have been a Hadouken to the chin, critically speaking, but hey, it showed Kreuk's range, from Kansas damsel to street fighting heroine. Beyond acting, she co-founded a production company to champion female-driven stories, proving she's just as much a hero off-screen. In 2023, Kristin delighted fans by popping up in Amazon's thriller series Reacher, trading Smallville's melodrama for some Jack Reacher intrigue. And she isn't done yet. She's set to appear in a new mystery series called Murder in a Small Town, bringing her full circle to small-town drama, though presumably with fewer aliens this time. On a personal note, Kreuk was briefly associated with the NXIVM organization years ago, along with Allison Mack, but she made a clean break long before it became a scandal. She clarified that she left in 2013 and had no knowledge of the cult's illegal activities, effectively dodging that bullet with the agility of, well, a kung fu master. These days, the former Lana Lang lives a quieter life in her native Canada and continues to choose projects that inspire her. She may not be running a coffee shop or a fountain in Smallville anymore, but Kristin Kreuk is steadily carving out a career that's entirely her own. No witch curses or Clark Kent required. Time to talk about Elaine, Miss Lois Lane, that is. Lois Lane hit Smallville like a caffeinated hurricane. Sarcastic, fearless, and already acting like she ran the Daily Planet, Erica Durance made Lois funny, flirty, and fierce. After outwitting meteor freaks and teasing Smallville into heroism, Durance jumped into Doctor mode as the lead in Saving Hope. But she couldn't stay away from capes. She popped up as Supergirl's mom and returned in Crisis on Infinite Earths to give us the Lois and Clark reunion we deserved. Now she's leaned into feel-good flicks like Unexpected Grace and Miss Christmas Comes to Town. Off-screen, still winning. Married, mom of two, and a regular at fan events. Erica might have dropped the pen and notepad, but she's still living Lois's best life, just with fewer alien invasions and more holiday spirit. Evil eyebrows, biblical quotes, and enough shady deals to make Logan Roy blush. John Glover made Lionel unforgettable. Since Smallville, he's kept busy being terrifying on Fear the Walking Dead, memorable in Shazam, and somehow charming on And Just Like That. He even voiced Batman villains and showed up in courtroom dramas. The Good Fight, because why limit your villainy? Off-screen, the man behind the mane is a total softie. He married longtime partner Adam Kurtzman in 2016 and still acts, still stuns, still slays. Glover's in his 70s, but Lionel's energy is eternal. If there's ever a return of the Luthors, we know who's really pulling the strings. Tess Mercer arrived post-Lex with secrets, sass, and a villain-to-hero arc so juicy it ended in a poison kiss. Cassidy Freeman nailed it, and then went full cowboy as Katie in Longmire. But her real reinvention? HBO's The Righteous Gemstones, where she plays a preacher's wife in a televangelist circus of chaos. From Luthor Court boardrooms to holy roller dysfunction, now that's range. Off-screen, she's got a family, 2 kids, and a career that proves she's just getting started. Somewhere out there, Tess is applauding her alternate universe's glow-up. The flannel-wrapped moral compass who raised Superman with nothing but elbow grease and heart-to-hearts. John Schneider's been just as busy post-Smallville. acting, directing, and belting out country tunes, including as a singing donut on The Masked Singer, finishing second. Life hit hard in 2023 when he lost his wife Alicia, but in true Kent fashion, he found strength and remarried in 2024. From Dukes of Hazzard to heartfelt indie films, Schneider's still living like a true small-town legend, just with more guitars and glitter. Kansas's sweetheart, pie queen, and part-time senator. Annette O'Toole brought grace to Smallville and kept shining after. She's now Netflix royalty as the feisty mayor on Virgin River, balancing small-town drama with steady wisdom. Once Lana Lang in Superman 3, now everyone's favorite fictional mom. O'Toole also makes music with her husband, actor Michael McKean. From red barns to red carpets, Martha Kent remains the definition of warm-hearted resilience, with some killer side quests. Remember Jason Teague, Lana's mysterious boyfriend who got wrapped up in ancient curses and promptly murdered by Lionel? Yeah, that guy. Well, he reincarnated into TV royalty, Supernatural's demon-hunting Dean Winchester, then the boys' toxic superhero Soldier Boy. Jensen Ackles went from side character to cult icon. He voices Batman, owns a brewery, rocks out with a band, and named his kid Zeppelin. A-lister, fan favorite, beard goals. From Smallville casualty to genre TV legend, that's the Ackles effect. Turns out life after Smallville is just as wild as the show, with fewer meteor freaks and more podcast mics, prison sentences, and Christmas movies. Smash that like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments who you'd like us to stalk next. Digitally, of course. Super fans assemble. We've only just started digging.